My name is John Ting. I practice immigration law in the United States to help you secure legal status to live and work in America legally because the government does not care. Okay? The government does not care about your case. They don't care about you. Now, in general, the policies, they don't care to help you. The USCIS website is not intended to help you. Okay? Yeah, they do have an instructional page, do have the forms on there. The one good thing is that they do have online filing for some cases, but it's not intended to help you. It doesn't give you a step by step. It does not give you a step by step in terms of like how long the steps will take. That would be nice. Apparently, it only takes like a couple hours, maybe, if that, for an officer to review an application. Yet you have to wait many months, traditionally at least 1 year. We have seen people try to stick it out, stay in a relationship for a long time. But because the cases take so long, depending on the situation, a couple clients here and there, they're not together anymore. It's hard. So you all gotta know if if your Pookie Bear says, "Hey, I'm gonna sponsor you," y'all both gotta know it can take a long time, depending on the facts. For some of our clients, fast, adjustment of status in the United States right now. Expect an interview. However, actually, good news today. We got an approval yesterday or this morning, and it was approval. I think the case was filed November last year. Let me see if we can pull it up here. But yeah, that was filed before the new president, of course. But with that being said, we've even had some clients that we filed before the new president, and that was scheduled for an interview. So it's not always, it is a rare circumstance for cases to be, the interview to be waived. So we'll take that. Okay. That was, let's see, when did we file that one? How y'all doing, by the way? Y'all doing okay? All right, we filed that, yeah, late last year. Okay. Looks like Q4. So, also, just got some another good news. We got 6 petitions approved for a family member that had become a U.S. citizen. He had been a resident through a spouse, then became a citizen, and look what happened. He was able to file for his family, his brothers, sisters, and his 2 parents. 6 people, 4 siblings, and 2 padres, or 1 padre, 1 madre. Okay, so let me know. Hey, click on this app right here where you tap. You don't have to send me any gifts, okay? Just tap, tap, tap. That's free. Click on share the link and copy the link. That is also free, but don't send me any gifts. I really appreciate it, though. Apparently, some people send me a little tip money for coffee. I appreciate that. That's really for my wife. Um, of course, I'm here to answer immigration questions. So I'll be here for about 15 minutes. Okay. Got a tight schedule here. So if you have any questions, drop in the chat box or join live. This morning I had an interview at 6:30 in the morning. Okay. 6:30 in the morning. Bright and early. Well, technically it wasn't bright. It was still pretty dark. But if you have any questions, welcome to drop in the chat box. Some questions I'm not able to answer. If you have any questions about crimes, you really got to definitely schedule a strategy session. Let me show you here. Right there's a couple different options. Tomorrow we have a webinar. Okay. It's free. Sign up for it. It's about tips on how to prepare for the worst case scenario right now. Okay. So it's a little bit different. Usually we do like know your rights. But this one's a little bit different of know your rights, more specific, how to prepare before you get arrested or a family member get arrested. That's just a lot of documents to gather. Especially some of you don't share where your stuff is located to your family member, right? It's common. All right. So anyways, something to think about. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Let me go to the questions now. Okay. Someone asked user 8933 on TikTok. LPR arrested multiple times and all cases dismissed. Now, does that mean straight dismissed? Like no plea deal, no like alternate disposition, basically. So you say no convictions. Can you still be deportable? Well, take a look at the Lincoln Riley Act. That one only requires arrest, even no conviction. So take a look at that one. Okay. Mhm. Barbie asked, "Your husband is German and you filed I-130 last November." Okay, so because you said I-130, I assume, you let me know if I'm wrong, Barbie, that he is abroad outside America. So with that being said, the petition will probably take about 15 months minimum. 15 months. It's ridiculous. This is their way of trying to slow down cases in general. There's multiple steps in a case. So we try to break it down in 2 or 3 steps. Let's see. Hey, by the way, did the government shut down last night? What's the news on that nonsense? It's kind of ridiculous when the Republicans control every branch of the government. Government shutdown. Let me check the news real quick. Well, okay. I mean, I don't know. I feel like before, to me, government shutdown is like a big deal, right? And it's like, oh shoot, we don't want to shut down. Obviously, you want cases to continue. Definitely for clients. If you have a court case and the government shuts down, that does usually get rescheduled. But obviously, if you got a court date like next year or 2 years from now, that's not going to get affected. This usually affects anyone that has a scheduled hearing in the next like couple weeks, gets backed up. Which I do know I have one October 10th. We actually do want that to get it finished out. So, 30 minutes ago, CBS News says government shutdown looms as Congress unable to reach agreement. I feel, isn't that really sad? Isn't that ridiculous? Like, the government is controlled by, every branch is controlled by Republicans, and they can't make an agreement. They just passed the big, beautiful bill, the whatever you want to call it, and they can't get this done. Money grab time for them. Anyways, 100. Let's see. Hey, Elsie, what's going on? I thought I saw something about DACA yesterday, but yeah, Grace and Elsie asking about it. I mean, I've seen a couple of attorneys mention on LinkedIn, but I was trying to verify on my own, you know? Of course, that was like at midnight. Let's see here. Gotta check my sources here. Something, I don't want to say the wrong thing. Of course, I got to verify, but something about people who don't live in Texas can apply for DACA, who are the first timers. But apparently, yeah. This is the state of Texas versus Carla Perez. This case was filed in 2018. And it says something about eligibility is now based on the applicant's current state of residence, verified through USCIS records, initial DACA request. I need to find a case on this, like the actual court document, then I'll feel more comfortable. But I am seeing this from other attorneys. Now, specifically, this is good news for people who were not able to apply before, who were supposed to be eligible. USCIS will process initial DACA applicants nationwide. However, applicants in Texas, because Texas is not too kind for DACA holders, may receive deferred action, but not employment authorization or DACA, lawful presence benefits, which they didn't really give that anyway. Okay. DACA renewal applications will continue as processed as normal. Residents in Texas are ineligible for work authorization and not considered lawfully present under immigration law. Huh. So it sounds like maybe you shouldn't live in Texas, apparently. Hmm. Okay. I know we have some people that want to join live. Oh yeah. So the USCF's website, Grace, it doesn't. Let's get Precious Collins and then on deck is Emerson. USCF's website usually intentionally is slow. They don't want to give you that much information. Okay, I clicked on someone's name and then it went away. Okay, I don't remember that person's name. Oh, Precious Collins. I guess that person's not on anymore. So let's get Emerson. Elsie, are you in Texas? Hmm. Well, it's interesting because, yeah, it sounds like you should move, Elsie. I mean, again, I still want to see the court order on this. Residents in Texas are ineligible for work authorization and not considered lawfully present. So I think what they mean there is the unlawful presence part of it. So, well, yeah, I might record a video tonight once I get a hold of that document. Let's see. You're waiting on your priority military parole in place for your dad, right? I think, Elsie. You filed it already, right? Which office? To Houston or Dallas? Okay, and then let's see here. For you. Okay. Oh, from your son. Okay, sorry. Maybe we have another person that we've talked about. Okay. All right, Houston. Thank you for your questions. I try to click on those people that want to join. I don't know. It went away. Okay, so let's see here. If anyone wants to join live, you're welcome to do that. I'll be here for another probably 10 minutes. It is a packed day. I don't know how I'm still awake. I woke up at 4:30 today for a USCS interview at 6:30, and I always want to get there 30 minutes before. Okay, absolutely. I think that's important. And fortunately, time and time again, even when we think it's a straightforward case, it always turns out that it's a good thing we showed up 30 minutes early so we could prep a little more. Maybe that's just me, but you know, I always maybe it's a bad. I need a client to prove to me that they can remember everything. Okay, everything. Every time I ask a question, then they respond to me like deer in the headlights, like, "Oh, oops, I forgot that." But fortunately, it does work out the interview. Moise, I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name. You sent through the USCIS website out the inquiry. I'm assuming because outside normal processing time, it's been more than a month, so more than 30 days. You got no response. Unfortunately, that is typical. Um, they might send you an email that says they need another 30 days or another 60 days. But let's say USCIS actually sends you some kind of email other than keep waiting. They'll say your case is undergoing background check or still in process, even though it's outside processing time. It's frustrating. Okay. So we do file mandamus lawsuits. Not everyone needs to file that, but the government is not going to ring the bell and email you and say, I'm sorry, buddy, your case is outside normal processing time. So we're going to put it on the fast track. They're not even going to notify you. Okay. So that's why it's a good idea. You're welcome to contact us. My client cares specialists, they don't bite, okay? They can let you know. They'll look at our chart and they'll ask you your receipt date. They'll do a little math for you and they'll just check, okay? So don't be so shy to call because some people that contact us, they are so fed up. They want to like punch a wall. It's frustrating and I feel you. But don't wait till the last second that you want to punch a wall or that even your relationship falls apart. Okay. Happy wife, happy life. I'm not saying it's always the male sponsoring. I know there's females that sponsor. Happy spouse, happy life. Okay. So the way to resolve that a little bit, get some peace of mind, is contact my office, join the live show. And then when you get the courage to ask me a question, ask me. Okay. We want to make sure, because some people contact us. It's been like years. Some people wait 24 months, 36 months. I'm like, what y'all been doing? All you had to do was contact us. Okay. Esta Alonso, you can, usted puede pedirme. Okay. How's that Spanish? It's okay. Let's see. Hablo español poquito. Necesito practicar cada día. Aman on TikTok, court are closed for non-detainee when you get new hearing. I don't know. You mean closed for new detainee, non-detainee? Um, is it because your local location court is closed for a particular reason? Like maybe they had to reschedule. Let's say you had a court date today and they had to reschedule. There's no like set timing when you're going to get the next court date. It's just up to the judge's schedule. Usually you would have the same judge that you were supposed to have in the first place, unless they transfer it to a new judge. Rika Kari 30, can you go to interview if you request to reschedule but you don't hear anything from them? Well, I mean, it kind of depends on the reason. Like, I know one person told us they rescheduled it, and then, but it was an N400 and they ended up going because they were concerned, right? So it kind of depends. How did you try to reschedule? If you called it in to the hotline, that ain't gonna work. You're gonna have to supposed to mail it in. But if you have an online account, upload a letter that you write the reason and some proof of that reason. So what's your reason for having to reschedule, Rika Kari? If you're just saying like, oh, I have to be at work, but then you show up, then they're just going to have the interview, right? But if you're saying because your spouse, and I'm just sharing random examples from other people that shared also, your spouse is in the military and on duty, well, then we just need the military order, right? Deployment order, for example, or they're at the at the base. Let's see here. So by the way, for anyone like LC's son, thank you so much for their service, especially these days when it's probably super confusing to be part of the military right now. I just couldn't imagine. And frustrating too. So Rika or Kari, really depends. I mean, what your reason is and what kind of application. Okay, sorry, I accidentally skipped just a couple people here. Let me scroll back up. Sammy asked how long you have to wait for your I-130 to be approved. Your GC holder outside of USA. Ooh, August 2023. Okay, so I'm assuming August 2023 is the visa bulletin priority date. So let me just pull that up. Which country? I'm going to just assume it's the column on the left side. So that's F2A category. Let me go ahead and share my screen on YouTube and Facebook here. By the way, if you're on TikTok and you want to see what I'm sharing, then try to hop on over to Green Card Guys TV, and you should see a link to join the YouTube channel. And anyway, to the F2A category is spouses and children sponsored by a resident holder. And F2A, they're working on having interviews for priority date February 2024. That is a different month and year than Mexico. Actually, everyone is the same except Mexico. That is February 2023, which means pretty slow. Okay. Happy to help, Grace. Happy to help. So if anyone has something positive or even negative, but we do love to hear positive things. So even if it's your own case and you didn't maybe just tuned in live, ask me a question live. We always love to hear good things. Yasser from Egypt, that's on YouTube. Any news about DV lottery benefits and updates? We just the upfront. Currently, we don't generally check on DV diversity lottery, but let me see what I can find. In general, it's just not a common question we get. So let me see what I can find though. Okay, in general, then you might just want to follow this website. I mean, yeah, I mean, you might have some questions, but I don't really have that much information to share without knowing your question. If you're just asking generally, but of course, you probably know this website. This shares the steps about the diversity visa program, what to expect. I feel like actually that page from the travel.state.gov is pretty good. Okay, anyways, let me answer some more questions here. Oh, wow. I had a good guess that your husband is deployed. Rika Kari, thank you for his service. You went to the first interview with his order, and now he's still deployed. Well, that's the interesting thing. Do you know that might be difficult to know when your spouse will come back or expected to come back? Um, because if it has like an expected date, then maybe they can schedule it, like 30 days after the return. I don't know how it works, but hope that helps. Maybe. All right, let's see. Moise, 13 years on your case. What kind of case do you have? A petition, like family preference petition? Is it F4 category? Okay, y'all. Just in general, look, if your case has been at least 6 months, let's just say 6 months. It doesn't even matter which application, and you're just concerned. You have a gut feeling that your case is delayed. Your gut is probably right, okay? Because even marriage cases, yes, in general, traditionally, marriage cases, adjustment status in America is traditionally 12 months. But this year in 2025, our cases filed after January 20th, 2025 are taking about 3 to 6 months on average. I'm trying to think back to math class. That's the median, okay? That's not even average, the median, okay? So check that out. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you might want to start talking to an attorney, okay? So you can contact us here at Green Card Guys, all right? So by the way, real quick, these are a couple options. Well, let me pull it up on YouTube also. Pre-qualify meeting, it only costs this amount, okay? Less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks. Actually, does anyone work at Starbucks? Apparently, they're shutting down some stores. So check that out, okay? The client care specialists, they're not an attorney, but they are trained every day. I train them, okay? Which, by the way, if you're like a supervisor, trainer, just pro tip, I record videos to train my team generally, and then I meet them, right? So, anyways, if you want to meet with an attorney directly, absolutely, we want to provide access to attorneys. Then schedule that meeting. It is a different fee, okay? It's not less than a cup of coffee at Starbucks, okay? So a little bit different. Let's see. Jacqueline VH, can TPS holders who otherwise qualify for DACA file an instant DACA application as long as they're eligible on paper? Yeah, that's what it's saying. I guess not saying on the USCIS website. We're going to check the USCIS website every couple hours to see, but usually USCIS is not in a hurry to update y'all, okay? So I'm going to find that case. See if I can find that order. That is interesting, huh? Oh, God. Oh, boy. They want to discriminate against Texans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this case has been going since 2018. That's crazy. Let me scroll. Okay. Okay, if I can find more information about that, it's so fresh off the press apparently that I think as of yesterday evening probably that I just haven't found the right spot for this information. Okay. Okay, some more questions here. Thank you so much. Yaso, you got the wrong date of birth on your national passport at the same time you had all your US ID and immigration documents with the correct one. It's also expired. So can you go to embassy and renew that? I don't know. It depends on your embassy rules, right? The good thing is anything related to your actual US immigration case is correct. So I don't think it'll damage your case. It's just that look, things happen. You're not the only one. Yeah. So there's some people that have the wrong name. Maybe a slight variation. Maybe it's more like a nickname. You do want to tell the truth about the situation. But look, I mean, that is curious. What about your birth certificate? I don't know what the requirements of your own embassy, but maybe they accept your birth certificate. I assume that is correct. So it happened. Someone contacted me a couple weeks ago and said they had three names, like literally three different names, not like all together at once. So hope y'all doing well. I think I'll be here for another 5 minutes. So in case I can't answer a question, you know how to reach us. Okay. All right. There's a couple people want to join live. Sue Brianna, and then on deck is Emerson. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. How can I help you?
Yes. Yes, I have a question.
Sure.
If you're on child support, will that prevent you from getting your citizenship?
Are you paying child support? You're receiving.
Well, I'm asking on behalf of someone. They're paying child support.
It doesn't affect them unless they're not paying child support.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And another question, if I may ask again.
Mm-hmm.
If you owe taxes and on a payment plan,
Uh-huh.
will that prevent you also?
No, they want payment plan at the very least. So that's good.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
so
Good
much.
luck to you. Or your friend.
Thanks.
Mm. I was thinking, is that my kid in the background? I was like, they're at school. You never know, though. Got have your head on a swivel. All right, let's see here. Should I? Melissa asked if my husband has a spouse visa interview overseas, should you go with him? Absolutely not. If your spouse is outside America, there is no legal requirement to go to the interview. Okay. In fact, it's not really depending on the embassy or consulate, it's most of them are just like a window. It's not even a room. Sometimes it's quick, like 5 to 10 minutes. So no, you don't. Fortunately, there's no requirement to go travel abroad just for the interview part. I mean, that is so nice. We've had some clients that are so nice to their spouses, to the Pookie Bear, that they travel just to the, moral support, but that is not necessary. Someone asked about bankruptcy. Does that affect? I don't know. Is that assuming that you're the immigrant? Um, I haven't heard because that's more like financial credit. I haven't heard about that yet. I know that the Trump administration wants to, before about public charge or something, they want to review like your credit scores, which is like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I mean, pro tip, it is good. It's a good idea to start the credit history even as like a teenager. So if you got kids, regardless of your status, it's good to get them. That's the thing in America, building credit. Okay, so let's see. Next question here. Emerson, and then on deck is Yanlei. Yanlei.
How you doing? How you doing today?
How you doing, sir? How can I help you today?
Hey, yeah, I just want to share something with you. I
Sure.
have a 10 years green card.
Mm-hmm.
Before the green card, I got a DWI Class B misdemeanor.
Uh-huh.
So I went to my country last Thursday, the 23rd.
Uh-huh.
Just got back today. They put me in a secondary inspection,
Uh-huh.
and they haven't asked me anything. They just I just spent like 5 minutes on the secondary, and they let me go. questions.
5 minutes. Okay.
That's it. So I just want to share that with you. Some people
Thanks.
get scared,
Yeah.
My DUI was before,
Mm-hmm. That's interesting because like I guess they just didn't have enough time to check at the desk.
The officer checked first,
Uh-huh.
and then he refers to the secondary, but he checked first.
Uh-huh.
He asked me some questions, but not like when that happens, and that's it.
Okay.
And then when I get into the room,
Mhm.
I spent 5 minutes, but it was like a lot of people there too.
Mm.
So
Mhm.
5 minutes, no more questions, and just I don't know, I don't know if it's gonna be for everybody.
Yeah, no, thanks for sharing it because yeah, I mean, most people, a lot of stories we hear and see on the video, people are waiting hours, right? So thanks for sharing that.
And that happened
Oh, Houston. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good, boss.
I just want to share that with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you. All right, y'all. Yeah, that's the deal. I really appreciate Emerson sharing. So I always welcome, it doesn't always have to be a question. If you want to come on live to share your own personal experience, whether it's an interview or, a bad experience with a lawyer or notario, always welcome to share it because knowledge is power, right? In this community here at Green Card Guys. Okay. Hey, Plant Mom, welcome back. How's my time looking? Let me look at my chat box here. If anyone, I see some questions, like if you're interested to verify if you're like your friend, like Yaso, your friend is eligible or not, the best thing to do, okay, is schedule a meeting with my team. This is a live show, so this is in general intended to be quick, more for sharing some guidance. But if you just want to make sure that you or your friend, your family member is eligible and seeking for us to help you, right? Um, Schedule a meeting, please. Okay. So let's see here. Jan Lay, let's see.
Hi, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. You?
Good, thanks. How can I help you today?
Yes, sir. I have a question. I have been denied for my case.
Uh-huh.
I make an appeal. Then I have a spouse. So I want to know if I get married with a U.S. citizen, I can adjust my status and get a green card because I came through the Mexico border.
You applied green card how?
I want to know if it's possible. If I get married with a U.S. citizen, I can get a green card.
If you get married to U.S. citizen, can you get a green card? How did you enter without a visa?
Yeah, I came through Mexico border.
Okay, you're gonna have to leave eventually for your green card if it's based on a marriage. Uh-huh.
I have to leave the country.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you came here after 2001, right?
I came here in 2003.
Mm-hmm. So did you have someone file for you before April 30th, 2001?
No, sir.
Okay. And what I was just doing right there is to see if you could qualify for any exception so that you could have the interview in America. But if you enter without status at the border, eventually you need to apply petition, waiver, and then have the interview outside America. Okay. That's the current process for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. If you want to schedule a meeting, you're welcome to do that. Okay.
I will definitely.
Thank you. We just want to make sure the pathway for you. Because some of y'all, I just recently had a meeting. It's almost like almost like once a week. People, we don't like asking the question like, "Oh, are you married to a U.S. citizen?" Because I think it's obvious now, right? Like everyone knows that is the pathway. I wouldn't say it's easy, because marriage alone is not easy, right? I think put the number one in the chat box if you agree with me. Okay, but happy wife, happy life. All right. So I think that is a saying across the universe. All right. Something to follow there. But here's the deal. We look at other options, not just marriage. If you don't have a family sponsor, it's you don't have a company to sponsor you, and then you're in America, there's a couple extra options, but you might not qualify. Okay, I'll just give you a little quick idea. T visa is called trafficking visa. It's not just about sex trafficking. It includes labor trafficking. So essentially, I mean, sex trafficking is related to work. So it could be about just a couple examples about that. Maybe a company didn't pay you. Let's say you're owed $20 an hour, but you're only being paid $5 an hour, or just anything. It could be $19.50 an hour. You weren't being paid 100% of the wages. Okay. Or the work conditions weren't conducive to, essentially a suitable work environment. All right. Those are a couple examples. Then, in addition to T visa, we ask about U visa. Were you a victim of a crime? And then, if you were a victim, did you call the police? I know no one wants to call the police these days. Okay. That's why it's important to know if they have some kind of 287G agreement. I'm going to record a video for y'all because I know the website, the government website, to check all that. Because I know, I get it. I acknowledge it can be discouraging to call police. But at the end of the day, if you are being assaulted, battery, just anything where you are a victim of crime, you do need to report it to police. Okay. Because that is a form of cooperating. All right. A lot of y'all have commented number 1 on that one. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying, Picky Pirate. Good point there. I was trying to find another word. Happy. Yes. Okay. Yes. Happy. Let me modify here real quick. Happy couple, happy home. Because Picky Pirate says the other version blames women for unhappy life in homes. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I acknowledge that. Thanks for that clarification. All right. So I think we're almost wrapped. Plant Mom asked, is it true that some airports are tougher than others? I don't, it's hard to say because I feel like it's just a couple bad apples, kind of like cops, right? I don't think every cop is bad. I've had clients that are cops, so I've had good. Well, that's just my personal experience. I've been pulled over for tickets before, but that was a long time ago. Hey, Noma Gugu, good to see you. All right. Plant Mom put in a lot of ones. Let's see here. If you're just now tuning in, welcome. I'm going to be here for a couple more minutes, about to wrap up here. So if you have not been following, go ahead and click the plus sign and then the bell. Apparently there's a bell that you can click on. Is that true? So you get the notification when I go live. It's pretty crazy. The schedule's pretty busy. So thanks for bearing with me. There's news about DACA apparently. So I need to find a court order. I need to go to my ALA network to see what they can share with me. Look, at the end of the day, if it's not in my ALA network, then most likely it's not legit. It's not true. So we'll see. Okay, so I got to do a little digging on that, though. By the way, some things that we want to be mindful of, if you know anyone who's been detained and mistreated in so many different ways, like not getting nutrition, food, not getting the phone calls, because the news broke out about the South Koreans getting detained, and I'm pretty sure they're pissed off. Pretty sure they don't want to come back to America. So I don't know what the hell Trump and yeah, it's crazy. It's very dehumanizing. So it's been pretty clear that there's mistreatment, but we knew that before the South Korean, the Hyundai plant or factory, when that got raided. We knew that before. Okay. So if you know anyone that's been mistreated, contact our office. We will consider a lawsuit. Okay. Because we want to team up with other attorneys to get that going. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good day. Oh, I need to invite Jim. Yeah, I need to talk to Jim. You're right. Maybe do a joint recording with him. I'll talk to him. Okay. Thanks for the recommendation. Y'all have a good day. Let me hop off here.